All right.
How's it going?
The weirdest day.
Oh, yeah?
Just everything was odd.
Okay.
We were attempting to buy patio furniture,
Yeah.
and the table would not fit in my car.
Oh.
The chairs also did not fit in my car, but we jerry-rigged that shit. We also bought a bookcase, so we assembled the bookcase, put it up, and in putting it up, knocked out the internet.
An odd effect.
I bumped into the coax cable and knocked it out of the back of the modem.
Yeah, that would do it. Okay.
I just didn't notice I had knocked it out of the back of the modem for a while.
Yeah.
Also, Marshall's fine.
Okay. Do you also like the wave that my hair has decided to do today?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Heather.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Craig, how is the ornery one?
What? He's really cool. Whoa. I haven't used the webcam on this Vio in a while. It's so weird.
Dark.
Dark?
Gray. Like,
You look like...
Why are you on the Vio?
Because it isn't going to overheat anymore, and it was easier to set up, but now I'm not going to be because I don't like this at all. I look like I'm in a night vision video or something. It's weird.
You look like you were in the late 2000s taking pictures on... Oh god, what was that thing called? It was on Max. It was take pictures and slideshow. It wasn't called slideshow. What was it? Shit.
Photo booth.
Photo booth.
Yes, this is a very photo booth thing. I need, like, poses. Nah, this is terrible.
It looks more like a ransom video to me. But...
Jesus. Someone in a bandana is going to run in from off screen and behead Craig.
Oh no, I thought Craig's already the person because you can't really see him, so he's trying to be like anonymous and like threaten people.
Give me all your shit.
Exactly.
All right.
So Emily, don't worry, you've missed literally nothing good in what has changed from the books for Thrones. Absolutely nothing. Don't worry, you've missed literally nothing at this stage.
Everybody hear me?
There was I had to give a presentation today at work, a very important one in front of all of our admission staff from all over the globe, and I had 150 missed messages from one chat about Game of fucking Thrones while I was gone.
Buzz.
I'm sorry.
I had been participating in the chat before I left.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I just realized no one had talked about it, and I wanted to talk about it.
I applaud you for...
I'm sorry, Gary. If I had known, I would have planned it earlier.
It was a bad episode. No, I left my phone in my office, so it was...
I like how you let that slip.
Also,
It has good moments, but overall is either okay or terrible, depending on which parts you're talking about.
also, for the record, Mr. Gary, he never reappeared
Yes.
over the course of that entire match. I
Oh,
was
really?
playing with just a shadow of the dude the entire time.
That sounds
I don't know
unfortunate,
what went
especially with such a positioning-based champion.
It was fun.
Okay, so, everyone here?
Ryan's about to come back inside with Pearl.
Okay.
And Frank's not joining us.
No, Frank's
I'm
here.
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 You are?
Yeah, Frank is just currently Salt and Sanctuary.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, I only saw the video. I didn't see your name over it.
I was about to say,
Called
wait a second,
Darkwood.
that's not Salt.
Called
What is that?
Darkwood.
Oh, darn. Got it.
It's
Yeah, Salt and Sanctuary is side-scrolling, not
top down.
top-down.
You can only see it in flashes, and the art style kind of looks Salt and Sanctuary, so
Why can't I look
I
at a
mean,
map
yes.
right now? This is bullshit. Oh my god.
you maybe don't have one.
I do have one. I'm in a. Oh god. Creepy. It was that Reddit. Oh Jesus. That Reddit AMA that was like, we don't like horror games that have jump scares, so we made our own that doesn't have jump scares.
Nice.
Okay. Alright, Ryan, you ready?
Yep.
Cool. Alright, let's go Shell and Showdown. So, last time around, the problem solvers, which is all of you, made your way out of the Grove of the Great Tree, began the long walk to Lothandar. Upon hearing that refugees and some bad shit was happening out there and nobody had heard from the city in months. You were also going to check on the status of an old party member named Perrin, a good friend of Marlon and Trunks, who has gone missing. There was a scrying spell that was used on him that came up nothing. I'm still unsure if that scrying spell actually worked, but it just came up nothing. So you guys made the walk. You came across these mushrooms that had begun to choke the very life out of the forest, and Sai at a certain point.
That was fun.
You made your way out of the woods to a shoreline and found 50 miles worth of blighted, dead ground that used to be forest in between you and Lothandar. You can actually see parts of Lothandar from where you are now.
No one ate these mushrooms, right?
Nobody ate the mushrooms, no. Oh, right. Frank, you weren't here. So this is filling you in completely. So y'all camped on the side of the water because that seemed relatively clean. You attempted to burn the mushrooms using both fire and radiant fire. Radiant fire worked. Regular fire did absolutely nothing to the mushrooms themselves. And upon using an Arcana check, Marleman discovered that they were based on necrotic energy. And your druid in the party also used his nature magic to take a look at them and realized that they don't actually exist, which is weird. Most things that are plants exist. These don't. You were then attacked by 5 fiends of various types, one very large and canine, the other 4 traditional imps. The big dude took a big chunk out of Marleman, but you were all killed them relatively easily. It is now about 4 o'clock in the morning. These things have faded to dust and blown away in the wind, but you are all awake. And 50 miles away from Lothandar. So we pick up there. Oh, also 2 episodes ago, Phaedra killed a goat. Mule.
Also, what's the name of this continent?
Also,
What's up?
The name of our continent? I forget.
Pelin.
Alright.
Can't update my lower third, and it's making me sad.
Right.
I'm so sorry. All right. So, 4 a.m. dust around 50 miles away from Lothandar. Y'all are bruised and bloodied already for this early hour. What are you going to do?
That's a good fucking question.
Is this like morning?
It is about 4 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
How's everybody looking? How are we doing?
I'm fine.
I don't remember. Hold on.
I
Allow me to examine my wounds once this page loads.
Oh, I'll go to Marlon. It's like, nice try. Sorry, we didn't get to do the cool super move, but we could save it for later.
That's okay.
Just remember, if you take away haste, I can't do anything for a turn.
The come down from that shit is rough.
Yeah.
I've gotten it enough times. It is.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind someone in our party of a piece of equipment they have. Nix, you have boots of haste.
I know, I forget every time, and then
Oh,
after
man.
shit, I have boots that do that, don't I?
It's so good.
I don't know why I forget every time, but I really do.
I was actually just about to ask if there were items that let you do haste. No.
Yes, sir.
I have boots.
No.
They're too small for you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're not magical.
Yes, they were given to Nix by the ruling party of Jerselheim. Everyone got cool stuff except for Trevathan, who got a I Heart Jerselheim t-shirt.
Yep.
Nice.
It's in my equipment with the tag. What is it? I saved Jerselheim from certain destruction. All I got is this lousy t-shirt.
You guys had some interesting adventures.
It was awesome.
I'm really frustrated because my lower third is not letting me put a tagline, and I'm
You have to remember
Whatever.
that.
Let's focus.
anyway. Okay. Should we try to get the remainder of our sleep, or?
Well, didn't we just? It's morning. We woke up.
Well,
We were woken up.
Yeah,
It's
we woke up.
4 a.m.,
People
so-
were unable to sleep a full night because we got encroached upon.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this. Is there any sign that we're currently in danger or being observed?
Roll a perception check.
Hmm.
First one is natural 1. Awesome.
You don't see shit. All you see is the fact that the sun is just vaguely coming up. But besides that, you kind of get lost staring at the mushrooms a little bit, actually. You notice one that's like lightly flashing purple, and you're like, oh that's really pretty. Oh, man, that's
Away from these
really,
mushrooms.
really pretty.
You guys, this is a pretty mushroom.
Can I also take a look around and see?
Roll a perception check.
Hey Pedro. Look at this mushroom.
I'm busy. I'm busy. Oh, I rolled
Actually, what you rolled a what?
a natural 19, so I hadn't added yet.
Well, hang on, give me a second, because my follow-up to this was the punishment on Sai rolling a natural 1 is that you're going to roll with disadvantage because he's attempting to get your attention at the glowing purple mushroom.
Hey.
It's pretty rad.
Hey.
It's okay. It's a 16, so
Right.
hold on. Let me add.
Didn't give a shit about my mushroom.
Okay.
Oh.
No, she didn't give a fuck.
So it's a 20.
Okay. You kind of glance around a little bit, and you get this deep, uneasy feeling
Mhm.
that you've had kind of this entire time.
Right.
That just something is wrong here, just dramatically wrong.
Uh-huh.
But as for danger and being attacked, feels fine.
Okay. What kind of creatures were the ones we fought again? I'm just trying to remember.
Roll a religion check.
Oh, okay. That was also.
I, the DM, have told you, the players, you, the character, do not know.
Okay, well that's fine because I don't think I have a terrible religion check. Oh, it's intelligence, so 16.
Okay. Extrapolating the fact that you were able to speak to them in Infernal,
Mhm.
and that they were damaged harder by radiant energy, as well as having incredible immunities to just about anything else, you kind of extrapolate that they came out of the pit.
Okay.
You don't know the exact type of demons. You know that the smaller ones were imps, and that imps are shape changers.
Okay.
But the big guy, the lupine thing that transformed from wolf to goblin wolf thing,
Mhm.
you have no idea.
Okay.
I'm up for. Let's continue our journey. There's 50 miles. This is a long trip.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, the less we stay around these mushrooms, probably the better.
Yes. Be very careful.
Can I eat one?
No.
See,
Okay, hang on.
Marty's done it, yeah.
wait, he wasn't here.
Trunks, by the way, Trunks.
Well,
Just in Trunks' world, the things you missed was you booted 2 imps in the face and both of them died.
Sweet. This sounds like me.
Did a good job.
Before we go, are there any like free trees around here?
Free
in
trees?
In the area you're in, everything is covered in mushroom. A lot of trees have fallen in the forest due to being clogged with these things. And just about every living inch of tree is covered in some kind of mushroom.
I just wanted to see if there was a way I could like make the forest aware that I wasn't leaving for good, you know? Like I'm not gonna
You could probably
Oh God, that's so sweet. That's like
you could probably walk 5 miles or so down the shore to find a clean tree. But even one relatively clean, it would take maybe half a mile of walking.
Not worth it.
And you left me in that before, so I think they know.
It's okay, I'll just stay with the crew.
Okay. So you guys are heading towards Lothandar?
Yeah.
So you guys bundle up your camping stuff. Are you walking across the plain, or are you sticking to the shore?
Sure, for as long as we can.
I think it's probably best to stay by the shore, but
Time.
still be wary of anything that could attack us from the water.
Yeah,
Okay.
head on a swivel.
Okay.
Yeah, even if it takes us a little longer, I'd rather stay on the potentially safer path.
Okay.
I mean, we've been gone a year. I doubt another couple hours is going to make that much of a difference between us.
Okay. So you begin walking along the shore towards these tall spires you see in the distance. It's a relatively easy walk along the shore itself. The sand is soft; it gives way, and you gather. Well, the party gathers. Aramil, you know that back when the trees were here, this was an incredibly beautiful area. But now it has been replaced by gray blight dust.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know this area that well. Is it the shore of a river, a lake, or the ocean?
Ocean. This is ocean. You are
Okay.
on the furthest west or east part of the continent you could be.
Okay.
Fun fact, Marleman, you have now crossed the entire continent.
No?
Yep.
No, Nolans is on the other side, man.
Nolan's on the west coast. It's the east coast.
Hey.
East
You
Coast,
got-
East Coast.
You guys got dragged and dropped a little bit.
So, are there
Um,
any ships out there?
Huh?
Are there any ships out on the water?
Roll a perception check.
We're doing this a lot.
Yeah. Well, welcome to.
So I rolled the 15.
Okay.
My
Oh, yeah, what's
bonfire is. Oh, so I rolled the 20.
Oh,
Jesus, he's perceptive.
which way are you looking? North? Are you looking for boats? So you can either look north, you can look east, or you can look south.
Oh, I was gonna scan like the whole horizon direction that we're headed.
Okay. Where you're headed, you're gonna look.
Yeah, sure,
Okay. So I'm gonna say that's east and south. With a 20, you can get them both, kind of,
sure.
and really pay attention.
Yeah.
You kind of focus as you're walking and look out along the water, and further east you go, it's just horizon. It keeps going. It just keeps going. But as you look more towards the south, more towards Lothandar itself, you see small specks out in the water, miles and miles and miles away from you now. But in the area of Lothandar itself, where you would assume there would be a harbor part of the city, you can see what could be boats, what could be buoys, it could be anything. You're not entirely sure. But there are things in the water.
So maybe signs of life. Got it.
Ryan is laughing at the word buoys, apparently,
Yeah, boy.
because he thought I said boobies. Ryan thought I said boobies, so now he is laughing.
Hey, maybe.
Am I wrong?
Maybe he thought you said booty.
Hey, wishful thinking. That's all.
He choked.
Hang on. Ryan, perfect. Ryan, am I wrong?
Brian,
Is that what
authentic
happened?
takes this.
Oh yeah, that was exactly what happened.
You son of a bitch.
Our internet isn't perfect today, so you cut it in and out a little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Pearl, give me the job.
Sorry.
Hi, Pearl.
Hi, Pearl.
We were having fun without her. It wasn't allowed. No.
Aw, poor baby.
Okay, so with the possible buoys seen, that's all you kind of see. There's like.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyone else want to do
Hey,
anything?
look.
Let's go.
All right, you guys just keep walking. And as you're going, the shore starts to kind of arc away from Lothandar a bit. Aramil, you know that if you continue to follow the shore, you will get to Lothandar. It is a shoreline city. However, there seems to be some level of a peninsula that kind of guards in the way that would add a couple hours to the journey.
Guys, if you're tired, there's a shorter way I know, but
Which way?
I don't know, probably through the mainland is my guess, right?
Yes.
How close are we at this point?
You guys have been walking for about 6 or 7 hours, so you've probably cleared maybe 15, 20 miles, so about 3 miles to go.
Okay.
We'll take a couple hours off the journey.
Yeah, but
Alright.
And I trust him.
Well,
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
So you begin to cut across the mainland itself and step away from the shore for now.
And be on the lookout for funky mushrooms or other
Funky.
things
Yeah.
that might be
So
weird.
there is.
Oh shit! You guys got that funky mushrooms?
There is nothing.
I immediately regret my choice of words.
Oh, this is all the fairy waves, isn't it? No mushrooms.
Yeah, there is no mushrooms. There is just dust. And as you're walking, you start to see shapes in the dust as you pass. You find fallen trees almost completely blighted to nothingness. You find stones upturned. You find the edges of paths that used to exist. And as you're walking, you actually come across what you assume what was once a main road. It is covered in dust to the extent that wind probably blew dust onto it, but the dust itself is not it's not coming from something inside it. And actually around a little after noon in the day, you hear sharp banging and crashing from the forest behind you. And as you turn, you see some of the mushrooms. The trees seem slightly further away than they should be, as well as plumes of dust coming from the ground. And you realize that the furthest edge of trees, a few of them have blighted to nothingness and have collapsed into the dirt.
Oh.
Bad.
We're really gonna have to find out what's doing that, so we can go put a stop to it.
Yeah, there's. Yeah.
Probably.
Is there any sense of residual magic or anything in the air?
In the blight?
Yeah, can we sense anything from it?
Nothing. This is just death.
Wow.
Everything has been drained from it. Even the residual necrotic energy that you would expect from, formerly living stuff that has been drained of it. It's evaporated by now.
Okay.
so is this is this in a worse case than where the worse being is it getting worse as to Lothandar?
It's not that it's getting worse. It's that it's continued nothingness. Everything that was here is now gone.
Judging by the progression we've seen, it would stand to reason that as we keep seeing nothing, we're at places where the stuff has already progressed through. So hopefully we'll find where it started.
Yeah, my guess is that once it drains the area of enough life, the spores then move on and then keep consuming. So, which is why it was getting thicker, and then nothing is my guess.
So, in front of us, there's still forest, right?
No, in front of you there is just gray, flat plain. This is 50 miles of what was once forest that has now been blighted to nothing.
So it might have originated in Lothandar.
Aramil, I'm sorry.
That's a wild guess.
I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry,
I'm really
buddy.
hoping that we are right.
I'm very sorry.
If it turns out that it's not, whatever is in the city is not, related to this, we might just want to turn tail and deal with this. I think we're currently acting under the idea that it's all connected, but if it's not, it does seem like this is pretty time sensitive.
Yeah.
So as you continue your walk, are you guys sticking on this main road you found, or are you kind of cutting?
Yeah, I think we should.
The main road would be the fastest route, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a straight shot to Lothandar. As you're walking, you are being able to see the city more and more. You're beginning to see the large golden walls that encompass the city facing the mainland, that glitter in sun, even here in this dead area. You can see the spires rising up over it of beautiful greens and grays of some elven steel that they make their buildings out of, at least the spires. Even from this distance, you can see that Lothandar is a beautiful city of wonder and amazing ingenuity. But as you get closer and closer, you notice that it just sits. There's no smoke rising from the city. There's no merchants walking the path. There's no axle ruts in the dirt. This path you are now walking has been abandoned, and the city, as you get closer, seems to have been as well. However, I need Aramil, Sai, and Trev to all roll survival checks.
Survival.
Got it.
Trunks, actually, you can as well.
All right.
Survival.
Look at that fancy ass metal die.
Yeah, buddy.
It's so heavy.
All right, so Trev, what'd you get?
19.
19. Aramil.
19.
19. Sai.
15.
15.
Fuckers.
Barbarian. Trunks.
12?
Oh, cool.
Whatever, double digits. All survivors.
Surviving.
Trunks and Sai,
Shit.
you guys notice as you're going these things. You notice that there's no ruts in the dirt. There are no footprints. Really, this road has been abandoned. Aramil and Trev, you guys also notice that off to the side of the path, maybe 10 or 15 feet away from the edges, there are footprints in the dust. And they range in things. There are clusters of 4 that move in a straight line that seem to come from some sort of small animal. You see heavier footfalls, not of a humanoid, not of a human stature, but of the smaller races, it seems, or at least on a fleet foot. And you also find what was a 19? You find canine paws as well, multiple sets of them within the dirt. And
Headed in.
Huh?
Headed into the city or out of the city?
Crisscrossing, all directions.
All directions.
So not in any way that we could track or whatever?
No, they just kind of exist that you notice.
All right.
As well as
aware.
as well as one or two. One set of tracks in particular catch your eye, though. Both of you. It seems to be one human foot, skeletal. A left foot specifically, bringing itself along with a drag mark next to it, where there would be a footfall of a second foot.
Skeleton pirate!
Yeah, that's got to be our guy.
Arg.
Cool. But those are the tracks you see.
Party.
As the evening gets later and later, you guys are getting very close. You're about maybe 10 miles away from the city now. You've made great time due to the fact that there is nothing to impede your progress.
Hey, silver lining.
And are able to walk very comfortably at a very comfortable pace and make great time. About 10 miles outside the city, you begin to see shapes outside the walls itself.
I see shapes.
You see the shape of a gate, a very large gate that bifurcates the wall, and it seems to be closed at the moment. You see a smaller gate inside the giant gate, because let's face it, they're not going to open the big-ass gates for everybody, but they did put in a commerce gate. That seems to be open. This one is kind of an arch with a gate coming down off the top. And you see a few figures in front of said gate. Humanoid, standing at the ready, wearing brilliant gold and silver armor, looking out into the distance. And as you guys approach, getting closer and closer, you begin to notice why you were able to see these humanoids from 10 miles away. They're huge.
Oh.
These
Is
are
it like War of the Worlds?
no,
It's not that big.
these are huge. These are Aramil. You actually know these.
The man narrating isn't as old.
No, Aramil, you do know what these are. These are the 3 sentinels of Lothandar. Giant statues, armored, that sit outside the commerce gate. legend says that they would come to life to defend the city if anything happened, but it's never had to happen.
Well,
Well,
Well, they can't really defend it from
Yeah.
phantom mushroom plague.
Are they moving or are they
Standing still, standing at attention.
any
These
sense that they could, like, they're not breathing?
no. These are just colossus. These are just
England
statues,
well met,
essentially.
They're
so
just
I do have to ask Arm, are they in the same position you last saw them in?
Armel, roll
Show me
a,
where they were touching you.
are they doing like Ginyu Force poses?
roll a wisdom check, which I think counts for memory. Yes, wisdom is memory.
my wisdom. Oh shit. 10.
10. They seem to be. You don't recall them not being in these positions.
Cool. I just want to know if we're walking into it.
How far away are we from them now?
I would say at this point you're about 6 or 7 miles away from the gate.
Oh, okay.
And it's getting dark.
It is getting dark. It's probably around 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock in the evening.
And no lights in the city.
Nothing.
Okay.
At least at the moment, no smoke, no lights, nothing except for the vague sunlight glinting off the tops of the buildings.
All right. So at this point, I have to ask you guys:
Uh-huh.
do we camp out here and wait till morning, or do we push into the city in the night?
Well, if the buildings are still around, then it would be slightly better camping.
But if the buildings are occupied by something that's unfriendly,
He poses a good point. I mean,
We haven't
seen anybody though, like other than those dudes.
also,
we've been up since 4 in the morning.
yes.
Yeah, that's also true. We don't have anything to cover us.
No, we don't.
Yeah, but also on the other hand of that same thing, if we're in a big open space, then our watch will see anything trying to sneak up on us more easily.
That's true.
Fair.
So, two sides of the same coin. If we're worried about that, then we probably shouldn't go into unfamiliar territory and then immediately rest.
Okay.
My only issue is this is kind of time sensitive, and if there's something in that city that can help us, I'd really like to get there. But
Yeah.
it
I
kind of
do
doesn't
understand
seem like
that.
there's anything there that's going to help us.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's try, and then
Every time.
if it's bad, we'll try to like hide or run.
Okay, let's do it.
If it's really
All right. So you guys push on, continue towards Lothandar. You walk for an hour. You get about 3.5 miles closer. It's about 3.5 miles left to go.
Mm-hmm.
And at this distance, you can finally start to see the true nature of the outside of the gates, beyond the colossuses standing outside. You see broken wagons discarded to either side of the gate. You see sacks that have just sort of been left. You see the occasional glitter inside the dust, the overwhelming dust that you not exactly sure what it is, but you see these glints that come out of it. But still no signs of people, no signs of movement, just these abandoned things outside the gate.
Huh.
This is not a good sign.
As guys approach as well, you begin to see that the occasional lumps that were in the dust to either side of the road that you had begun to attribute just to fallen trees that were still clinging to something before it was blighted away have vanished completely. Everything is flat, with the occasional very small mound. Just about everything is flat. Any trees that were here have been blighted through completely.
The one on the gate was untouched because it was not living at the time.
If it's not up, yeah. I wonder if it can only steal from natural things like trees, people.
Yeah. Because the wagons are attacked too, right?
The wagons
but-
are intact for the most part.
Oh,
Not blinded.
well, that
So
wouldn't
if the
be.
wood's already
So yeah,
dead.
The wood is it's hard to see. You're still miles and miles away, but the wagons seem relatively intact. Yes.
Okay.
okay. So it only okay.
I feel like the more and more we go, the more it seems like whatever's causing this is in there, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe we should hang for the night and then do it in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we don't. My only concern is like keeping us protected from any possible influence of whatever this is. Like, I don't know.
What do you expect to have happen? It seems everything
I don't
we've seen
know.
so far makes it look like its effect is beyond us.
Just seems like the mushrooms. Then I guess.
They're long gone. Like they're back that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are like the
Everything's already dead.
All
The only
right.
thing that we
Well-
would have to worry about is other entities screwing with us, but that'll be the same or more dangerous inside.
Yeah. And, you know, like, I could get some beast forms back. before
Sure.
This, you know?
And if we are right in our guess that what is in there is going to be, you know, a big deal, then we want to be as ready as we can get.
Good idea.
It's only 3 more miles.
Do I see any like symbols or sigils on the sentinels, like on their armor?
Roll a perception check.
Perception's wisdom. Easy. 17.
Okay. You can see these sentinels very clearly now. They are hundreds of feet tall, guarding these gates. And you can see each one is emblazoned with a different elven rune in the front. One that means honor, one that means trust, and one that means loyalty.
I'm going to assume I asked Aramil for clarification.
Yes. Any of the people who speak Elven in your party pointed out to you.
Honor, trust, and what was the third one?
Loyalty.
Loyalty. Thank you. Okay.
Hustle, loyalty, respect, if you want to break that down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then
Thank you.
I guess if we want to try and make camp then, since it's getting late, and we don't want to get too close then.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get any closer tonight.
All right, then if that's the case, if we're going to set up camp, then I'll just, might as well at this point, use my 5th level Greater Restoration to fix Frank.
Okay. You burn your Greater Restoration spell. Frank, all of your memories from being in the Feywild return to you.
Yeah.
You no longer have a headache every time you think about it. Now, granted, you weren't thinking about it very often, but you know, when you did. You remember fighting in the pit. You remember winning.
That's
you
what's most
remember,
important.
the Goliath woman. You remember everything.
Okay, so that's everyone, right? Everyone remembers. No one's getting any more weird headache things.
Correct.
Okay.
I
Good.
got this thing in my back. It's just sore.
Okay.
All right. So are you guys camping on the road, or are you walking a bit away?
I'm fine.
Does the bit away actually look that much different, or is it all just gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all just gray, but it's up to you.
Is this how subjective is this?
Do we want to be like in direct sight of the sentinels?
I mean, everywhere is.
Yeah.
Big
It's
glove.
not the sentinels I'm worried about. It's the gate that I'm worried about. I want to be able to see the gate at all times.
Trev, what'd you ask?
Do they glow?
Actually, they don't.
What a nightlight.
As the sun has faded, the light has stopped rippling on the sentinels, and so they've gone away.
You guys say sentinels, and
Armel.
I just think of the floating guys from Halo.
Nice.
I'm
Just
thinking
Armel.
of the run sentinels from Dark Souls 2.
Nice. Armil,
Yes.
you recall that they used to put out light, and they don't at the moment.
Put out, like,
Yeah.
Like, are they normally supposed to be like a 24-hour nightlight?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like they're kind
That's
of
weird.
occupied or something.
Are the things on the ground still glinting?
Now that the light has faded, no.
Okay. Those were reflections. Okay.
Hmm.
All right then. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, won't we?
Yeah, that's really all we can do at this
Camp
point.
That watch.
Okay. You guys camp out. Who's taking first watch?
The elves.
The elves do need at least 2 hours of rest every night, so
I'll stay up for the first 2 hours if they want to get it, and then.
Yeah, sure.
That sounds good to me.
push off.
I'm gonna sleep.
okay.
I'll rest a bit so I can.
While I'm conscious, I can't be surprised. So.
I just want my boy to get his beast forms back.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, Sai, you watch the first 2 hours. Roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Cool. This wouldn't have been that hard anyway.
Well,
You recall that on your hours and hours and hours of walking today, Trev or Armil, or both, you don't really know. You don't really pay attention that much. Kind of mentioned that before the fiends kind of popped out of the woods at you guys, they saw these flashes of purple light.
Mhm.
And as you're looking around and keeping an eye on things, you notice a lot of flashes of purple light. Kind of arcing away from the city and towards the forest, and a few coming back from the forest and coming towards the city. You see them kind of popping up in the middle of the plains, apropos of nothing, and then vanishing again. You see them along the tops of the walls of the city every so often.
are these like will-o'-the-wisp looking things?
They're just, it's hard to tell. The lights are very bright and very purple, and they fade very quickly.
Huh.
But these lights seem to be all over the place. And as you're watching and listening, at least with a natural 20, you also begin to hear things from the city. Loud crunching thuds and slow lumbering steps. You hear creaking as well, this loud kind of piercing creak that will just sort of echo over the empty plains every so often. And then at about the end of your 2 hours, you see a few of those purple lights kind of drift away from the pack and begin to move in a line, glinting as they go, behind all of you, towards the water.
Towards the water.
And then stop. Towards the water and then stop. Then you see a few more break off and begin to join them, and then more and more, each stopping just slightly further away from each one.
At this point, I quietly tried to rouse some of the others.
Okay, who are you waking up?
Well, Armel and Trev, because they're probably light as sleeping.
Yes, Trev and Armel, you have gotten a full rest at this point.
And then spread out to the others, like keeping them quiet while we wake them up. And I tell them.
Everybody else, as you awaken, this counts as a short rest. You can roll a hit die to get your hit points back, but you do not get spell slots. And you do not restore to full.
I'm full.
Sorry, guys, but this gets shady.
That's okay. Does anyone have Pass Without a Trace?
Oh, I do. Or I have greater invisibility or
I mean,
something
I
like
also
that.
kind of existed.
You just pass without a trace naturally.
Yep.
As you guys are having this discussion, one of the purple lights breaks off from the wall, arcs down the wall a bit, and comes relatively close to you guys, maybe 600 yards away, as it glints across and begins to join the other line. And at this distance, you can see that it is very small holes that seem to be appearing with a flash as they go.
Holes?
Small ripples, almost.
Okay.
Like very small portal?
Yes, like very small portals.
Shit.
And I like, tell if it's like, I don't know if it's stupid to say, like, can we tell if it's like magical specifically?
I mean, roll an Arcana check.
Kana. Not very good. 11.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's magic. It's not traditional magic, and it's not a spell you recognize, but it's definitely something calling something to do something that is not natural, which is magic.
Yeah.
Except for nature magic, but that's a different ballgame.
Great.
So
something is doing something, and something keeps doing something, or multiple things are doing something.
Oh, great.
tell what they're doing at the water's edge?
They aren't going as far as the water anymore. Again, the very first one went to the edge of the water.
Right.
Then the next one kind of stopped, maybe 5 feet further inland, and then 5 feet further inland from that, and from that, and from
Like
that.
a daisy chain, yeah.
Yes, like a daisy chain. And it begins to actually begin to start arcing around a bit, and curving back towards the wall.
What should we do? Should we just try to keep ourselves quiet and still, or should we try to move? What should we do?
There's been no indication that we've been noticed or anything, but we should all get down and stay hidden.
Okay. I would suggest if someone has passed without a trace that they use it. So we're.
Yeah, I can do that. I can pass without a trace. I don't
Okay.
know. Only for an hour though.
It's okay. We know that they're there now, but.
Okay.
Everyone roll a stealth check plus 10, which is what the pass without a trace does. Phaedra, roll it with disadvantage.
I know. I remember.
I know.
It's okay. I also have +1 because of my stealthy thing.
It's alright, guys. I just ruined it for everyone.
I rolled a 22.
All right, so
17.
Hang on. This is all added with an extra 10. Remember that.
True. But I thought natural fail was just kind of...
Natural fail is a natural fail. We'll get there.
No.
Don't worry, Sai. We'll get there.
I'm sure we will.
So, Sai, crit 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Mulliman, what'd you get?
17.
17. So you
plus your
rolled-
10. Plus the...
Yeah, plus 10. So 27?
Yes.
Okay. Nyx.
Like a billion.
Nyx.
Sorry, we were doing math.
Yeah, it's fine. What'd you get?
Just add 10.
24. That's very low for you.
Well, I can't remember if I get any natural bonuses. I don't think.
You do. For stealth, yes, you do.
Yeah, I can't.
You get... Where is it? You get a +8 on what you roll. You get +8, then you get +4, and then...
Yeah,
You got plus 10.
did that. She
I
did
did
that.
the +8. I rolled a 6.
It's a 28.
Okay.
Rolled
So it's a 28.
And then I got the 8, but I missed the 4. That's what I missed. Okay.
Gotcha. So 28. Cool. Trunks, what you got?
25.
25. Trev?
21.
21. And
Blackjack.
cool. Already got you, Phaedra. So
21.
you guys all settle in and...
Wait, Gary,
Oh.
you forgot me.
Yep,
I
Armor,
rolled
what's up?
a nat 20, so eat it.
Cool, so you don't exist.
Yeah.
And I will say that your reward for nat 20 is undoing the crits. The crits outdo each other.
Oh,
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm
you
being
throw
nuts.
yourself on Sai.
Sai actually gets a whiff of dust in his nose and goes to sneeze, and Rommel just goes, nope, and
I got you.
You're a good friend.
you all bunker down and watch these lights as they begin to get the line. And a few of you guys with sharper eyes actually notice that from the very end of where the line would have been, next to the shoreline, you see small puffs of dust come up every so often.
How far away are they from us currently?
This is a half mile away from you guys. This is a distance.
Okay.
But the puffs are getting closer, and more of them appearing in this line. And then, Phaedra, you recall that fiends can turn naturally invisible.
Son of a bitch.
And then you recall that the imps last night also turned invisible on you guys as they were fighting you.
Okay, guys. those might be more invisible monsters, imps and shit. Those little assholes that were a pain in the ass before. That's not
Do something about that. But if I do, they will know that I did.
Yes.
Does anybody have a spell that can see things that are invisible without giving us away?
Without giving us away?
I turned
Or
into a
do some
rat
research.
last time, so.
No.
No, that won't. No, it's not. No.
Actually, all things considered, if they don't see that I do it, there's no it's not sourced from me. So
True.
they would know that somebody did something to them if I marked them.
Right, but
They would not necessarily know it was me.
that would still give away that somebody's out here, and we don't want to do that. So are these things coming towards us?
Yes,
Or
they are getting closer. These puffs of smoke or these puffs of dust are getting closer.
That's the thing. I can make this move if we think we are beyond the pale on getting out of this without a fight.
Do they
I would say-
resemble vape clouds?
Like,
Vaguely?
Vaguely? Alright.
I guess what I'm asking, are they coming beelining for us, or are they just kind of moving in a line that doesn't seem to be?
They're moving in a line towards you guys.
In an aggressive manner?
You don't know. You can't see them.
Okay.
All you see is dust.
I say we just wait it out and try to shift a little so that we don't get run over.
If we're pretty sure that those things are going to attack us,
Hold on.
If they get into 30 feet, if I push myself forward so you guys don't go in my range, I could do some nice damage to them. But
what if it's a stampede of wildebeest?
That'd be bad.
So, I have a couple little things I can do to kind of I guess.
Question. Can
Yes.
they see invisible?
They do have demon sights or devil sight, so yes.
Damn. I was like,
Yeah.
You don't know that, Marleman. Phaedra does. You ask and she tells you.
right.
Huh.
sorry,
So
say that.
Devil Sight does something.
Can they
That
just,
makes sense.
Is Monster Manual out of date? Devil Sight just means magical darkness doesn't interrupt your dark vision.
I think. Hang on. Let me look at imps again. I believe imps were saying that they can see invisibility. But let me check.
They might have True Sight, but it'd be weird if they had dark vision and True Sight, but maybe they do.
I don't think they have true sight.
Yeah, Devil Sight does not do what you think it does. I only know because I looked this up after
I know
your demon
higher
sight.
level devils definitely do, but I don't think little ones do.
here's the only question.
No, you're right. Imps do not have true sight.
Okay.
How wide does your darkness spell go?
Hang on.
I don't have a darkness,
Hang on. Follow up on that, Phaedra.
Trev.
What we just established
Yeah,
was
follow up on that is that won't work.
Oh, that
Yes.
won't work.
Yeah,
Sorry.
darkness does not interrupt their dark vision.
Does
Is-
not. Okay,
Magical
sorry.
darkness doesn't interrupt their dark vision.
but
is what Devil Sight does.
invisibility,
Invisibility is an option.
mass invisibility would do something, wouldn't it?
Have
They
mass
can
invisibility?
just ignore stuff.
Everybody here is lucky because I have one wish.
Oh boy.
Wait, what are we gonna do?
Hold on, hold the phone. Let's think about this. That's a big thing you're using here.
You might want to save the wish for, reviving the forest. Something like.
Yeah, save that.
I don't know if I can do that with that, but okay.
Wish is one of the most, I don't know if I have the Arcana to say this, but all I've heard is that Wish is the most powerful thing in the universe, so be careful.
I will back you up on that. I'm pretty sure that between the two of us.
I just know it's a big deal.
Wish
Yeah.
accurate. Wish is the most powerful spell in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Save
well
that.
then okay.
I wish we could have been sent
could
back
become
to
a
before all this
prince.
shit happened.
Here's the
You can
only
get the
question.
princess and the tiger.
What we know about these things? Can they see us even though we're stealth up here on the ground?
Say again.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it yet.
What did you say there, Si?
Even though we're stealth right now, can these things see us?
You have no way of knowing.
Well, Phaedra might. That's why I'm asking.
Right.
Phaedra has no way of knowing if they have seen you at all.
I
That
can.
means they haven't communicated anything loudly that you can.
But yeah. I guess I was asking the nature of the creatures, but yeah.
So imps have, as Craig pointed out, imps have devil sight. that allows them to see through magical darkness. From there, they have regular old vision as well as dark vision.
Okay, cool.
They don't have
However, what true sight is allows you to see through invisible barriers. With a great enough perception, they can just see you if you're stealth. You're not invisible.
That's true.
I'm visible.
If they get closer, it won't matter how fucking stealthy we're being.
Yeah. All right. So what are our options here? Either we're gonna hide, or we're gonna fight, or we're gonna run.
I've got a possible fog cloud. I can send it up to 120 feet away, so I could like time it so before they get to us, send that out and try to confuse them, and we can try to like get them while they're confused.
The closest dust cloud is now about 400 yards away from you guys.
Hey, Marlon.
Yeah, so we're gonna fight.
How far away can you send stuff? Like, can you expand the range of your magic?
Marleman?
Yes, and yes. I have
If it's very far, could you do like some kind of prestidigitation, like beyond where they are, like away from us?
To try to distract them.
That's a good.
Like,
spells at range of 5 feet or greater, I can spend a sorcery point to double touch. I can make range of 30 feet.
Yeah, so it's going to take a lot of. Oh boy, because I happen to know as somebody who can do it. The prestidigitation's range is only 10 feet, so it'll cost you a bunch to get it out.
Yes.
So you could do it theoretically.
I don't like to spend those.
That's a lot.
Guys, I could call lightning down up to 120 feet away and use that as a light to distract them.
That's enough.
But how many of these things are around? Like,
yeah,
I mean, gorgeous, but there's other ones.
The flashes of purple in the line have stopped. They seem to have stopped at the edge of the wall of Lothandar. It's away from you.
Okay.
In creating this odd arc, at best count, you saw approximately 900 flashes of purple light.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's a
So
lot.
here's the thing. Like, that's why I'm interested in distracting them, because also it gets the knock-on benefit of maybe interrupting whatever the fuck they're doing. Because it seems like bad news.
Emily's got an illusion thing.
But what if it's just a party?
It's a bad party. These guys are bad parties.
Have you seen Mario Party?
It's a really massive rager. Like, it's going to be really bad.
It's a rave.
The closest one is about 300 yards away.
At best, it's a convention rave.
All right, guys, what do we do?
Are we near water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the water is about a quarter of a mile away from you.
Emily has an illusion spell. Minor illusion. She has an illusion like 30 feet away or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I also have hypnotic pattern 20 feet, but
Do we want to try and like make it look like we're not here with the illusion?
900? I am not casting that shit on them.
I'm not gonna lie, the lightning beyond them, like beyond the farthest place we're aware of them being, so that their attention is drawn over there, is not a bad idea.
All right.
And then we look it for the water.
We look it for one of the many different things. Look for the city.
Does
They're coming from the city. It's not.
Clarification: is an illusion spell on a person or locate in like if Emily cast an illusion on us? Would that illusion stay with us if we move?
So minor illusion means I can create a sound or an object up to 30 feet away from me.
That does not move with you.
Okay, then never mind. That was my question. All right, yeah. I'll do the call lightning as far from us as my 120 feet range can take us.
So about 120 feet.
Like, I'm just saying, like, whichever direction will make them come to us the least.
None of them are within 120 feet of you. They haven't even reached that point yet.
Should I wait until they're closer, or should I do it?
I don't think that means that the plan I have is not really going to be relevant, because you can't put it beyond them.
Right. You want them to be looking the other direction.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it.
The closest one is now about 200 yards from you.
All right, should I time this when there's?
Which for those of you playing at home, is 600 feet.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that just means it's not gonna. I don't think this plan is gonna be relevant.
I think
You now
put in a loop.
Everyone, listen. You now notice the fact that this thing was far away when you started seeing the dust clouds pop up, which means these dust clouds are bigger than you thought they were. They are far bigger than the footfalls of an imp could possibly make.
We should probably scoot.
Okay, should we head back the way we came?
Yeah.
All right, let's.
So
Set an illusion, and we should.
off the road.
Because you guys seem to be somewhat confused, these things have cut you off from the forest. They are.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we can go like. There's a direction that's not directly at the city because that's where they came from, but it's like
East.
that way, sort of. If like
The options where they are almost directly towards the city gate itself and the ocean.
So these things have cut us off and surrounded us.
Yes, and seem to be marching towards the city, ushering everything inside it towards the gates.
Marleman is feeling a little trapped now.
is there anything that we can, or is there any way we can determine which, like where there would be a thinner or less populous area of this crowd than we might be able to get past?
They seem pretty well spaced, almost organized like an army.
Is there any way for Marleman to try to get a hold of his water buddy?
Roll. Roll.
Uh-oh.
Not at.
Oh.
Roll a charisma check.
Uh-oh.
Charisma check.
I'm good at those.
Yeah, we can find him.
That's 18.
You just kind of stop and think, and as the situation you're in kind of dawns on you, you realize that, oh boy, you need help.
Yeah.
So you just kind of put out in your brain like a flash, just like, hey, water dad, help, please, oh god. And you don't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, really. Actually nothing.
Oh.
But a very, 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 very faint voice in the very, very, very back of your head that just whispers, "You need to run."
Oh shit.
That's including that.
Marleman opens his eyes.
Okay.
Moment where he's hearing this.
One eye is crying.
We need to
run. We need to run right now.
Go.
And I just instinctively just start running. Like,
Which
Do you have
direction?
any like sense of which way to go from this?
Away.
It seems like there's only one direction we can go.
Just far, far away from these things.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's fucking get going.
yeah. Whatever way we can just go.
So what are our options again?
It's either into the ocean itself or the gate.
If we go to the ocean, we're sitting ducks.
not necessarily. Well, yes, but I mean, I can cast shape water. And
I
trip.
don't particularly like water that much. I
If we make it to the city,
Freeze the
get in there,
water.
these things are gonna protect us. These fucking Centurions is my guess, man.
Let's go there.
We can make it past them.
City, man.
more
If
places
If
to
those
hide.
things turn on us, then we're no more fucked than we currently are.
Good idea.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Let's
go.
book to the city and try to hide.
Yeah.
You begin running. And by running, I mean sprinting. And by sprinting, I mean arms in the air going, ah! Level terrified.
Do that much, but okay.
Trev, you
Trunks
are
goes
like-
Naruto sprint
Yeah,
stance.
you are just you are basically boots of kicking constantly into the ground to get slightly more elevation as you go.
Leaving like
Trev, you are one hand on your sword the whole way.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys cover the first mile incredibly quickly. The line continues on at the same sort of rate, except for 3 of them that have accelerated. The 3 directly behind you guys.
Mm.
And due to the fact that they are now sprinting, their invisibility fades away. And you can see that it is 3 of these same lupine fiends you fought before, the night before. 3 of them. All 4 is on the ground, chasing after.
Are they gaining on us?
No, they're not gaining.
Okay.
Is there any chance that I can cast? Is
I
there any
also
chance I can cast mirror image while I'm running?
Roll a concentration check.
What is that?
Constitution roll. That's it. Just a concentration.
All right, it's a 15.
Yes, you can.
All right, I would like to cast mirror image and then like I don't know how dramatic I want to be about this. So just shout like break off and just send them all off in a different direction than we're all going.
Okay.
To try and make it look like we're splitting up or something to get them to chase the wrong target.
Let me
I
show
don't
you.
use my spell slots for anything. Dude.
I was thinking of also maybe like again, are we the
They
ocean
have to
heading
make-
towards the city?
They have to make perception checks, right?
I don't think that there's. I think you're gonna have to make this one up as you go because I don't think this is normally what this
Oh
is
yeah,
for.
you're right.
This kind of is. We're kind of playing
yeah, this-
Calvin Ball a little
yeah,
bit.
That
here.
sounds like
How
a
obviously.
deception.
I'm just gonna say 3. Yeah, you roll it.
I mean, I feel like it's just how clever, how much
Yeah.
they are.
I'm gonna roll.
They just make
So-
up whatever they have to do to make this
Yeah,
work.
I'm just gonna tell you guys what I'm doing, so that way, full transparency. I'm rolling 3 perception checks for these 3 creatures to see how they do on this one.
Sure.
1 critical fails. 1 does not do well enough. 1 of them does. So 2 break off and begin chasing the 2 mirror images off to the side, but 1 remains on target.
All right. I don't know what I really intended to accomplish with that. That's basically it. So.
hey,
That's pretty.
good job.
How close is
Are you running?
You guys
how
are
close
still.
how close are we to
The one
the
still.
ocean now? That like,
The ocean-
we're running alongside the ocean, heading towards the city gates.
The ocean has actually begun to arc away from you.
Ah, fuck.
Just not by much, but just a bit. Just it connects with the wall at a different point that the gate is.
Okay, so I was hoping to do shape water and throw it behind.
It's a little too far away.
Yes, and then at the same time have it be frozen.
How far away is the one who's still chasing us from us?
Yeah.
Probably about 70 yards away.
But not gaining still.
Still not gaining.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, jeez, I'm crow.
I'm gonna prep wind wall.
Roll a concentration check.
Whew. I do levitate, but I know that that's a concentration spell.
That's Constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Throw.
19.
You can cast it at the moment, but you can't prep it.
Okay, it can. Shit, because it's only up to a minute.
Right.
But
So the difference is, and also Windwall has a casting time, does it not?
it's an action.
Right. So an action is 6 seconds. If you were to prep it now, you'd be able to instantaneously do it without stopping.
Oh.
You could do it in the moment, but you'd have to stop.
Sure, I'll stop and do that and try and aim it so that way.
Okay, you put up a wind wall in the way. And as you do so, you notice more of the lights notice it and begin running.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Into the city now,
Alright.
and then once we're inside, make for the docks.
That seems fair.
All right, you're about a mile outside the gates. The sentinels are looming overhead, and as you're sprinting down what used to be this main road, with these fiends chasing after you like a hungry mob, with one leading the charge. As you get closer and you're running, you're also glancing just to make sure like you don't hit anything or trip over anything. And as you're going, you begin to see armor left scattered in the dust. You see swords stabbed into the ground, spears left to rot. Some sort of battle happened here, but you have no time to stop and analyze it. As you run through the legs of the center sentinel and towards the gate, you see these broken down wagons and these goods just tossed aside as people had been fleeing the city, it seems, and just tossed stuff as they went. But you have no time to comprehend this. You break into the gate itself and run down this cobbled passageway onto these beautifully inlaid brick streets. You run down this passage. It's about maybe 100 yards long, and as you hit the end, you turn and see that a few of the fiends had stopped at the edge and were staring, growling at all of you, but not crossing into the city.
Oh. So wait, didn't you say there were sounds that I heard coming from the city?
Yes. Roll the perception check right now, Sai.
Okay.
They're invisible.
Right now.
That'd be a 17.
Okay. You still hear those. You still hear the slow, lumbering footsteps. You still hear this horrible creak that happens every so often. And now you realize they are coming from inside the city. And now you turn. You turn away from the entrance and you look out and you see beautiful houses. You see apartment buildings, shops that were once wonderful, boarded up, dark, and closed. You see trash spilling throughout the street. You see what almost look like street lights hanging but off. And you see armored individuals dragging themselves through the streets in groups of 4. Black armor clad, with a symbol you don't read, with no eyes, no skin, nothing but pearly bone.
Ooh.
As they drag their way through the streets, stumbling almost as they go.
Caught between demons and undead. Awesome. Alright. I still say get to the waterfront. Or
Okay.
actually, get to the waterfront and we'll hide there. Anybody disagree?
I didn't hear anything between waterfront and hide in there, unfortunately.
That's pretty much what I said.
Oh, okay. I mean,
The rest of you guys now notice this skeletal troll that is making its way down the street. It's not making its way at you. It's more making its way sideways to you guys. It doesn't actually seem to notice your presence. It just seems to be lumbering through the street.
What did I miss?
Skeletons.
Skeletons.
Fucking
all
A.
over the place.
Let's just.
Sorry,
I got that. This
I
whole
have
thing got
no
better.
idea what's going on with my internet.
It's fine.
Yeah, me too.
So let's go there quiet.
So what are we doing?
Be quiet.
If we can sneak to the docks.
sneak towards the harbor so that we give Marleman some water to
Yeah,
commune with.
Okay.
I got all sorts of things I can do.
You guys begin to creep your way back towards where the waterfront would be. You get a good idea just based on the location of the wall and where the ocean is.
Waterfront district.
Yeah.
Yes, there are multiple signs that do say that. You know,
Signs that say dire docks.
and as you're creeping your way through these unfamiliar streets, you're all struck with this realization of Lothandar is beautiful. Even in this kind of abandoned way, it is still a wonderful city. The streets are perfectly paved to the point that you can almost feel no difference between the stones as you walk. The houses are fronted wonderfully and well manicured and well taken care of. This district you're in, the low-end district by the gate, which any other city in the world would be poverty town, is gorgeous. It seemed to have been well taken care of. The people inside well-to-do. As you get closer to the docks, you start to see lower, longer buildings, warehouses where goods would have been stored. These buildings are slightly less well kept at the moment. Windows are broken into, doors kicked open. A few of you kind of glance inside as you go, and you notice that things are ransacked. Crates pulled open with their goods scattered about. Anything that wasn't useful just left. You see mice chewing away at rotted food that had been left behind by people you don't know who it is. You see vermin just kind of scattered about. And and you begin to see more and more of these undead patrols. Most of them humanoid zombies, or not zombies, skeletons. My apologies. There are difference. All of them armored in the same black armor, kind of dragging their way through the streets, usually in groups of 4. Occasionally, you will see a taller, broader zombie. Something with a much larger skeletal mass had died and been taken control of, along with these patrols, usually carrying a great hammer or a club. You see, as you get closer to the docks, you begin to notice what that thudding is coming from, the very large, heavy thudding. And as you round the corner to the docks, you see it. You see a giant, or at least what used to be a giant, now completely barren except for shiny bone. Also in the same black armor, but huge.
Skeleton giant.
Pulling itself along the docks, just sort of like a lumbering beast along the docks itself.
All right. Everybody needs to get back. Maybe take cover in those warehouses. Nobody's seen us, right?
No one has reacted to seeing you, at least.
Okay, so
Not 100%, but
We can't.
I want to try something here.
Sure.
as much
Is
as I
there
want.
anything
So,
like on the street? How close am I to this big thing? First off,
You've kind of come
within
out.
30 feet.
No.
How close to 60 feet?
Let's say closer to like 150.
Fuck.
He hasn't seen us. We don't want to fuck with him.
Okay, that answers my question enough.
take it.
I was going to do Mage Hand and like try to like loosen a cobblestone and or toss a rock down a street or something past it to see if it would notice us or notice it at least.
Pull a femur out to see if it'll fall over.
I want to see if they notice anything.
Yeah, why don't we check small model?
Say again?
Not like the giant guy. You're not going to throw something out in front of the like huge one.
Yeah, but I mean, if he was close enough to me, I figured I could throw it past us, just like the earlier.
Yeah.
Just to see if they react.
Is there anything else near us that
Yeah, like maybe
Where
would
the house
have-
is.
Do I have any coins that I can flip in front of these things?
You might. You do have coinage.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like that's what I want to do. I want to
Scraps.
toss like a rock or something.
But if we're close enough to that, that's a problem.
Ryan,
Yeah.
you have the highest passive perception, do you not?
Yep.
Okay. Check your Facebook in about 2 seconds.
Wait.
Okay.
My passive perception is 18.
Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
thought so.
Christ, you were the all-seeing, all-being. Like,
Actually, I'm just going to text Emily. Emily, tell him what this says.
oh no.
Or Emily, give him the phone.
Basically, everybody but Morgan.
No. Just Ryan gets to see this.
I was expecting it was because like I'm doing something silly.
Oh, we got no service down here.
False. All right. I will just tell you then. All of the rest of you do not react as if your characters know this.
Yeah.
Armel, you're the only one who knows this.
Just
I'm gonna take my headphones on.
yeah, just take them.
Send me a text, Gary. Do you have my phone number?
I think I do.
Oh, maybe not.
Everybody just press mute for a minute.
I
I'm
like
just
to
gonna-
take my headphones off.
I'm just gonna text Emily and Emily a hand over the phone.
You already tried this.
On Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi.
So Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
My Facebook Messenger wasn't working.
Oh boy.
Something's going on with the internet, man.
There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's
no,
got problems.
Got it.
Apparently, Google Hangouts can actually affect the
I
internet.
heard they got some internet out California way.
But yeah, I guess the more people in a Hangouts call, the more likely it is that it's going to break up your internet.
Mm-hmm.
Which explains why mine is constantly breaking, because it is garbage.
Mine's a little rough at patches.
All right, Ryan. Message sent.
That would be good.
Hail and well met, my skeleton friend.
Yeah, guys, there's something behind us, I think.
Okay.
You all turn
And can
on
pull
a
it
real
up,
suggestion, and see 3 tall, cloaked figures.
Oh crap.
Hoods pulled down over their entire faces, almost tucked into the bottom side of their tunics, I guess.
Okay.
The lead one stands, arms folded. The other 2 have hands on swords on either side. And all 3 seem to be looking at you.
Yo, Marlman, you want to talk to these guys? You're the charisma, dude.
Me? Sure.
What is your charisma, by the way?
My charisma's an 18.
Oh, so that's one higher than mine.
That's why I said he should do it, because he's our talker most of the time.
Most of the times.
Pretty good at it.
Okay, so... Oh, shit. This is gonna suck. Alright, I definitely... Alright, I push myself past some of the people in the front, and I'm like... What's going on here?
Well met, phone dudes.
Who are you?
There's
I'm Marleman.
Then the lead one raises a hand and snaps. You hear a voice emanate from the one of the cloaked ones to the lead one's right shoulder. And it seems to say, "The curfew is on. Why are you in the streets?"
We're new to town.
Curfew?
"The Lady of Bones has designated the curfew. You must return to your homes."
Where could take us in today? Here, right now.
Absolutely, we'll return to our homes.
"You must return to your homes."
That's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
We're off.
am.
Yep.
I am.
We will pick a house, dude. Come on.
I am pulling you with pulling off a comedian off a stage, like a hook. Come on.
I say to the figures, we don't want any trouble. We'll go right to our homes. It's fine.
"Do not let us catch you again."
Oh,
That's fine.
that's
Okay.
aggressive.
All right, let's go back to where some of those boarded up houses were and break into one.
Let's go.
Marleman is just staring at them. But okay.
You can't see their eyes, so they might be staring at you, but you're not entirely sure.
That's fine. I don't care.
If we can avoid a fight with a giant 100 feet away,
Marleman doesn't care.
Well,
He's
a good
scared of
place
shit.
for us to stay?
Say again?
Is there a good place for us to stay? Like, would these guys be able to help us out with a place?
You can ask.
That's what I tried. That's what I tried to ask. I asked that. I was like,
I'm sorry,
"Where
I
is
missed that,
where
Morgan.
can we be pointed?
Yeah,
Where can we be
those-
pointed to next? Who can take us in?"
yeah, I thought you heard that. And just,
As you say that, Marleman, where can we, just essentially where can we go? You hear, oh, you guys got very lucky. You hear a small pattering of footsteps. Very small. Very, very, very small. And from behind all of you, you hear a very thin voice, very young, female, say, we are sorry. I lost my friends. We are going home now."
see,
Oh, there you are.
exactly. We're leaving.
Yeah.
And you all turn and see a small elven girl.
Yeah.
Long auburn hair pulled into a small tight ponytail in the back. Simple dress, short jerkin. Short jerkin sounds like a really weird term.
Yeah,
You
please.
could have just bulldozed onwards.
Yeah, I agree. You almost did it. But
I could have.
I had to stop on the joke.
Like, I
had
considered
to.
saying something, and then I chose not to, because I was like, I don't want to just...
I will do it to myself. That is a weird one. All right. Anyway, short tunic, leather pants, light boots, and she looks at you all, kind of concerned and confusedly, but also gives you like a bit of a wink.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, we lost track of you.
Yes, don't lose me again. Let's go, shall we?
And then I'm like looking at Marlon, like, let's go. Like, come on.
You should
All right.
follow, you should
I'm
follow
walking.
along.
I'm following.
Okay. She peeks around all of you and looks at the three figures and goes, "To the lady," and the three nod, and then step away and walk back up the other end of the passage away from all of you.
Okay. Get the hell out of here.
I'm going to sit, like, I'm not going to say anything until we are at a place of lodging, I guess. Just trying.
You're all not from around here, are you?
No.
Was it our not knowing anything that gave it away?
You know, just a bit. Come on, let's get you off the streets. And she begins to run along the edge of the waterfront and then back towards the warehouse district.
I like this kid. She's smart.
What's your name in case they ask?
I'll tell you later. Come on.
Okay, sorry. Just trying to establish backstory.
She leads you guys through a number of small alleys to another one of the warehouses, one you hadn't checked before. And she sort of lifts up a bit of a crate from the side of it to reveal a small hole and goes, "Get in. Even you big-ass ones. Get in. Come on."
Squish it.
It's a relatively tight squeeze, but you all make it inside and find yourselves in the warehouse. But it's been converted to a certain extent. There's a small bedroll off to the side. There's a mountain of boxes that have been piled up to create a bit of a room. There's what remains of a campfire sort of burning out on the ground, as well as a few small knickknacks here and there. It seems this girl has been living here for some time. Sort of looks over all of you and goes,
Thank you.
"I heard talking in the streets, which we don't usually hear, and I had to know. You guys are lucky I showed up."
Thank you.
Like,
my name is Phaedra. What's yours?
Deandra.
Can you spell that?
Tiandra.
Thank you.
Marlon.
How old does she seem to be?
She is elven, so it's hard to kind of get a sense of the age. In physical appearance, she looks to be about 8 or 9. In demeanor, she's probably 13, 14.
Thank God. I thought you were going to say a much higher number, and I was going to get so mad at you.
No,
I hate that joke so much.
No.
You like Nona from Death Parade? It's like the same thing.
Oh.
No.
I don't shit her with anything.
Alright.
Anyway,
At the younger ages, elves are like kind of like a step behind. They remain younger for a little bit longer, at least in appearance, and then they kind of mature and then stay that way.
So she's young even by Elven standards. Cool.
Yes.
All right.
She continues to look over all of you as you introduce yourselves, pardon me.
Yeah.
And then goes, "First night in Lothandar?"
Yes.
For some place.
Huh.
What happened to the forest?
How long has this been like this?
Child, tell your story.
About a year, maybe?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ever since the Golden Tower fell, that's kind of been the end of it.
What's the
It's
Golden
been
Tower?
like this ever since. They were not from around here. They were the ruling crust of the city beforehand. They sat, and she kind of points out one of the tall windows, and you can see one of the very tall spires you had seen before. It sort of ends in a bit of a circle, almost a bit of a curl at the top. She kind of points and goes, "The Golden Tower."
Okay.
How did it fall?
Once, no one knows. One day, we had guards, we had commerce, we had people. The next day, we had the Lord of Bones and all of this.
Wait, Lord of Bones? Was it
Lady of Bones. My apologies.
Who's the Lady of Bones?
No one knows. We've just heard the name.
And that's supposedly the person in charge?
We assume it's what all the cloaks call her.
Have you ever seen what they look like, or they always have...
I saw her once. She was maybe a little taller than me, cloaked, veiled, or gloves.
Do you know where
Never seen
he
a
lives?
cloak.
Could that be the person we didn't see before we went to?
Roll a wisdom check.
Is it? Do I add? Or is it just a straight check?
A wisdom check. So yes, add your modifier to it.
Okay. 17.
Sounds familiar. The cloaked figure who was along with Drossil and Cork was small, a little bit taller than this girl, sure, wore long lace gloves.
This is a story for right now.
Say again?
I'm also
was
on
not there
on
for
this,
that.
so
Before we met you, we encountered the 3 people we talked about with the court. One of them we didn't get to see and might match the description. She's kind of vague, so
She
maybe.
seemed like a bit of a necromancer type, so it seems like it would fit.
in that case, can I ask the child, has she seen anyone fitting the description of the other 2 that were with her?
Have you seen anyone that looks like me?
A tiefling and
And a wolfman.
Well, I have seen a tall, white-skinned guy with blue tattoos.
that sound like a wolf.
That sounds an awful lot like the wolfman when he's not a wolfman.
That sounds an awful lot like the wolfman when he's not a wolfman.
Okay.
As for another tiefling, I haven't seen a tiefling in a year.
That sounds like humanman.
Yeah.
Who was the last one you
Well,
would
if the 2 of them are here, presumably the 3rd one's around somewhere.
I have to ask,
I haven't seen the wolfman.
Humanman, to be exact.
He can turn into a wolf.
I mean, I think I've heard of his type before. I think he was a Goliath.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't a human. That's right.
He wasn't.
Humanoid.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Humanoid, not a human.
Okay.
Goliathman.
Regardless, I haven't seen him in 6 months. Tried to pick his pocket.
Okay.
Was it too high up? 'Cause he's a big
I
dude.
wouldn't do that.
It turns out he didn't have pockets.
No pants?
You're lucky to still have
Go,
hands.
Commando?
A lot of people don't see me.
You don't
I
see
like this kid. So where do the demons fit into all this?
The demons.
We got chased into the city by purple lights that were like imps and a bunch of other things.
larger demons.
Yeah, larger demons.
I haven't seen demons.
Well,
I've been here.
Have you been outside the wall?
have we only ever seen them at night?
The fiends?
Like the purple light devil
Yes,
things.
you've only seen them in the darkness.
So if there's
Come
this,
out at night.
so if they've enforced this curfew, it would make sense that people haven't seen them.
Right, but have you seen outside the walls recently?
I haven't never actually seen outside the walls.
Are you allowed to leave the city?
No one's
I'm
allowed
sorry.
to leave.
Yeah.
You mean like ever? You've never been outside?
No, I've never had to. What? I'm sorry.
Are outsiders coming in? Is it rare, especially these days?
We haven't had an outsider come into the city besides
Those people.
Wolfman and a few others in a year.
Are there a lot of other people in the city?
I think there's maybe 400 or 500.
Are there any living plants in this city?
Plants?
Like trees?
No, they all died the same time the Lady of Bones showed up.
Okay. Well,
Great.
How long ago was that again?
You ever seen any of these weird mushrooms? Insert description here.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I have. When the lady first showed up,
We got fun.
the plants didn't die immediately. They were choked out almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
These mushrooms drain the energy of all living beings around them, and then eventually disappear turn into spores.
I never liked those. They didn't cook well.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you eat one? One of our buddies was wondering how that would go.
No, my mom told me when I was very young, never eat an uncooked mushroom. And these would not cook.
I don't like them either.
Orange girl. Yeah. Those things can only be destroyed
What do you mean it
by
doesn't
holy
cook?
magic, so I
Don't
wouldn't touch
eat it.
Talking to the wrong person about holy magic.
Yeah, it's-
This is all great and whatnot. Why are you here?
We're gonna save the forest and take this lady down.
Cool. That sounds good. I like that. That sounds like a good plan. Can I help?
Is this eagerness? Is this eagerness to join our fight like genuine? Like,
it seems to be. Yeah.
I mean, having somebody who knows the ins and outs of the city is certainly
All right.
very handy.
I have a question for the child.
Yep.
It has a name.
I have a name, thank you.
Yes, you do. I wasn't saying that out loud. I was just.
No, I'm correcting Phaedra. She has a name.
T-Dog.
Right. So, are there other people who are willing to resist against the Lady of Bones and her army?
I'm glad you asked. And she sort of walks over to one of the crates that seems to be on the ground. It seems to be placed there specifically, and pulls it to the side. And you see a much larger hole that seems to lead underground.
Oh, we are gonna have some fun.
Did we manage to find the rebellion?
Yo, T-Rock.
I hope so.
Well, you passed my test, so I guess you can come with me.
Can I fit in there?
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's actually really big. I'll show you. And she hops down the hole and then kind of beckons for you guys to follow.
I'll go last.
I'll go first. I'm liking where this is headed.
Okay.
Or just
You guys
big, so I don't.
crawl. You guys crawl. This is not a tall tunnel. She lied to you. But it is relatively wide.
Okay.
You guys crawl through this tunnel for what feels like an hour. In this dark, cramped space. It's too warm. Things smell like rotting armor and bad leather and BO. It's all bad.
Oh, jeez.
Most of it comes off trunks.
oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez.
And finally, you see a light. At the end. A straight up light at the end of the tunnel. And Tiandra crawls through first and kind of hops down and sort of beckons you guys through. As you come through, you see this second city. Much smaller than the one above it, but a few houses here and there, a larger building in the center, maybe 10 buildings total, with a few people walking in and out, but all of them are hanging the same banner, a red banner with a white circle inside and an elven rune that RML points out stands for Whisper.
Whisper.
And Tiandra looks at all of you and goes, "Welcome to the Whispers. I guess we're gonna need your help."
Huh.
The Whispers?
I'm
Yes.
liking it.
And the first thing you notice about the people walking around is most of them are children, or at least young.
Okay.
There are maybe 30 kids walking around that all seem to stop and turn and look at all of you as you come in. A few seem to be guarded. A few of the really much younger ones kind of creep forward a little bit more and look to Tiandra of like, what's going on? Tiandra looks at them and goes, "They're cool. They're here to help.
We cool.
We have help."
What up?
Super cool.
And a lot of the kids begin to like cheer a little bit and like get really excited. A few like run right up to you and like kind of look you over. Trev, a few get behind you and like poke at your sword a bit because they've never seen something quite that big.
Is this like Hook?
It's a little.
Are we marching around the crocodile?
At what point are any of them eating like bowls full of Play-Doh?
No. And as they begin to rise more of a commotion, a few adults begin to drift out of the buildings.
Rufio. Sorry, that's my last
Does
one.
anybody else like they're in charge?
None seem to be in charge. They just seem to be, parents or other people who have found a home down here.
Rip Rufio.
None of them are wearing particularly fine clothing.
All right.
And Tiandra kind of ushers away some of the smaller children and go, guys, gotta move. I gotta bring him to the house. Come, move.
Okay.
And she leads you guys through this crowd of kids who are all like kind of following behind, a couple spaces behind, just like, oh man, these guys are cool. That girl's kind of purple. This is really awesome.
I've been cool for once in my life.
And Tiandra leads you to the larger building in the center, and pushes open the door and leads you guys inside. And inside is a relatively large, what looks like a meeting hall. There's a number of chairs. There's a podium sitting at the front.
Gary, can I ask something of them as we enter that might have like the most perfect dramatic timing or be a really big bummer?
Oh no.
Can I ask them if they've seen anybody who matches parents' description?
Oh.
You ask Tiandra as you're walking. It's a bit of a walk to the bigger, building. Stops, thinks about it, and goes, "No, I haven't seen anyone like that."
Dang.
Damn it.
I was like super hoping we were going to walk into the big room as I finished that question. He was going to be there.
Well, my scrying spell couldn't detect anything, so.
Yep. And you guys.
I almost said it really.
You guys enter the room.
The fact that my magic doesn't do shit most of the time, yes, I know. I'm aware.
You guys enter the room. You see this seated area with a podium at the center and a desk off to the side. And writing at the desk is a woman with long silver hair pulled into a ponytail, scrolling away at a scroll. Beautiful silver armor adorned. A long eye scar over one eye that kind of breaks down to the end of her lip. Sai, you've never seen this person before, but the rest of you have. This is Commander Vondra from the Wall, Parent's grandmother, the one who was in command of the Wall.
Neat.
Cool. This is a good time to ask questions that I need to ask.
Looks up as you guys are coming in and goes, Tiandra, who have you? Oh my goodness, it's you. It's you guys!
Hi.
It's us.
I take it you know each other.
Yes.
Remember the dude we're looking for?
Who's man?
How the... What the...
We kind of...
It's a long story, but I mean, we don't...
We
have time. We have time. We have time. I'm happy.
I hope so.
To see you.
Sorry.
We thought you were dead.
Yeah, apparently that really went bad for you guys, so sorry?
Yeah, sorry about that.
What? Hang on. Let me guess. You fell into some kind of porthole and have been gone for a year and a half.
More or less.
Shocking.
Pretty much,
No wonder you're in charge here.
Yeah, that's almost right, yeah.
Shit, that was a guess. Oh my god.
I mean...
I thought that was some kind of bullshit story. Okay, cool.
No, we didn't, like, fall in.
As much as we leaped in?
We were kind of... Someone had us leave.
We're really waltzed out of this world. That guy's got an astral dad. It was really cool.
To be fair, had we known that we'd be gone for that long, we might have been slightly more resistant to it.
I agree.
Okay, just two questions, and then I will tell my story.
No.
You guys can tell your story. I just have two questions right up front. One,
yes.
Did you kill all those orcs?
No.
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
No.
Actually, no. I don't even remember if we talked to any of them. They were all dead before I got there.
The people who seem to be in charge here were the ones responsible.
Oh, that's great. That's just wonderful. That's what I want to hear. Two, what happened to Reggie?
He's extremely dead. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Extremely dead.
He got fucking. There's no.
Again, not that
no
surprising. Just kind of a bummer. All right. Cool.
we went to go treat with the orcs, and when we went, by the time we got to where they were all killed by.
When we went,
Good question.
when we went to go find you all, we sent out a party. We did send out a party. We didn't just leave you for dead.
No, we appreciate that. We're very sorry.
The best we could find was the orc encampment completely burned out and some weird diamond in the ground.
That's roughly how it was when we found it too. It's just
One
that
might
there were
say
bad
a diamond in the rough.
Yes, a diamond very much in the rough.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
For the short version of the story, it was this diamond.
And she looks at your hand and goes, "Yes, it was that. It was that diamond. Yes, it was."
Yeah, they were performing.
Craig flashes his bling.
They sacrificed all those orcs to do a blood ritual thing.
Not sure what the details were. We were trying to talk to them, but they were real dicks. They killed Reggie. They attacked us.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a thing.
That's wonderful.
We were
Well,
one of those. No, that's bad.
the other thing they did then was also steer up all the orcs. Apparently, someone went around the wastes telling them that we at the wall sent a party in to destroy them. Which, to be fair, we didn't really have a great argument.
Yeah, you kind of did. To be fair,
Like a
we
bit.
weren't gonna, but
A bit. My dumbass grandson definitely was. Regardless, when you guys didn't turn back up, they came for us. I was here. I had already returned back here, and I haven't heard much from the wall since, but that's all I know.
I gather there's not much to hear from them.
That's also what I would gather.
When we found out, when we got back and realized how much time had passed, I tried to scry on Perrin.
Did you find him?
No.
I came back to Lothandar because he told me he was coming here. He told me you all sent him here.
Yeah.
That's true.
And when I got here, it had all gone to shit.
The reason we knew something happened was we saw his bear spirit.
And?
His bear spirit should not have been there without him.
It was not connected to him at the time.
We were in the Feywild.
He may not be dead. I will say that now. We don't know that he is dead.
Yeah.
We have not seen a body.
Yeah, Forte doesn't know what happened.
Yes.
We came here looking for him.
Yeah, I tried scrying on him, but it didn't show me anything. We've been trying to find a way to communicate or just figure out where he is, and we haven't been successful. And
How did you all get through the field, the demons outside?
we beat some of them and ran the rest of them.
And they just let you come inside?
What is
I mean, we kind of tried. I put up a wall.
They herded us into the city. Let's be real about this.
Yeah.
There was kind of only go back into the forest with all the deadly mushrooms.
Their influence seemed to end at the wall.
We couldn't have gone back to the. We could have gone to the ocean, or we could have gone inside the city, and we went inside the city.
Figured the city would be safer than the water.
Wait. Did you, Diamond Hand, did you just say their influence ended at the wall?
It seemed that way. We were being chased, and when we got beyond the wall, it seemed like they could not follow us.
Or didn't want to.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, they very deliberately stopped following us immediately past that threshold.
I wonder.
Also,
That's-
probably relevant. It would appear like it looked like we might have been witness to some kind of ritual they were performing outside, between the ocean outside and the door. If there is some sort of thing that is keeping them from getting in here, they may be attempting to subvert it.
Well, what's odd is that. Allow me. I guess it's my turn now. So, I left the wall looking for Perrin. I got here via ship. I got here in the day, and in the day, everything seemed to be fine. There were guards under the city, but there were no people. By the time I headed for the Golden Tower, but was rebuffed. I flashed my credentials, but I was rebuffed. The truth was revealed. The people who were people were not people, and everything had gone wrong. I was hunted down by fiends here in the city. I only got away because she points over at Tiandra. The little one found me and dragged me down here.
She seems to be good at that.
There's a reason she sleeps outside. Now, up until a week ago, the fiends roamed this city as much as the dead do. Now.
Were they in conflict?
I didn't believe so. It seemed that they were working together, but then up until a week ago, all of the fiend presence stopped. Everything seemed to stop. They were repelled. The dead became stronger in number here, but there were no more demons.
Were the sentinels activated?
Sentinels have been broken since I got here. The magic that controlled them has been lost.
Yeah.
Because they were glowing when it was still daylight, but it stopped glowing when it got to nighttime. So
I think that was just a reflection off the armor.
Yes,
Okay.
I presume that their magic probably was coincided with that tower that has been taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you all saw the blight on your way in.
Yeah.
Hard to miss.
We want to stop that.
How far did it extend last time you saw it?
When I got here a year ago, it was only maybe a mile away from the city walls of the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about 50 times that now.
Yeah.
I suppose that's to be expected.
Yeah, we came this way trying to find like the source of it, because when we first ran into it, it was just a bunch of mushrooms that were draining life, and then eventually just ash.
Well, at the moment we're here, stuck down here. We get as many people outside of the city as we can. We usher them far, far away. We have a way of getting them outside, but we can only do so many at such time before someone notices.
Would that involve boats?
No, unfortunately. They have the docks well guarded, it seems.
I thought I saw something on the water out there. Can you elaborate?
I don't know.
By the way, my name is Cy Velkar.
Oh yeah, by the way, we made friends in the Feywild. He is good at stabbing things.
I'm Commander Vosh Vajandra. Vosh Vandra. Nice to meet you.
Can you put the name in the chat for me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
That is beautiful armor you're wearing.
Thank you. It's the one gift you get being a commander of the Reach.
Shiny.
Shiny things?
Shiny.
I take it you people have been resisting the Lady of Bones.
We do what we can. We get people out. We feed people where we can. We attempt to make connections with the outside world. We've tried everything we can to do.
Alright. You people are very much my speed. Not putting up with oppression.
So
Not from the dead.
before you arrived at Lothandar, was there word about any strange happenings in other locations? Before
The first I heard of anything weird was when you all came through the wall and started talking to my grandson. That was the first I heard.
Mm.
Okay.
Is there like what can we do to take this lady down? Does she have like a place where she lives? This lady from
the best that I can see is that the lady has taken the Golden Tower as her own. How we're going to get inside, I don't know. But we're working on it.
Yeah, good.
Uh,
Of course, man.
Well, now you have us.
And I'm glad to have you.
mhm.
It is late. I'm sure you are all quite tired. I am as well. We will speak more in the morning, I promise.
I just have one more question.
Yes.
Well, a two-part. You guys have fought some of the undead out there, right?
Oh, yes. Many.
So does there seem to be a connection between groups? Say if you attack one, will another be alerted? Or are they independent?
From what we could gather, each contingent is its own contingent. They seem to be raised together, almost. And they will fight until each of them falls. But they have a way of communicating with each other in that contingent, but not to everyone else. Everyone else, they seem to take orders from the cloaks.
So within groups, not without groups. Okay. All right. I'm just thinking I might go on a hunting trip later, but
Be careful.
not.
Now,
No, don't worry.
And Tiandra steps forward and says, Commander, our new friends here had a run-in with the cloaks, so you may want to. And Vondra goes, yes, I will explain the cloaks.
Please.
The cloaks are 3 individuals. No one knows who they are or what they were. Our best guess is that they were beings of some kind that the Lady of Bones has put special something into. They seem to be more aware than the regular undead. They seem to be well trained, and they can dictate where the rest of the undead go.
Do they possess?
Rarely. If we're going to take down the Lady of Bones, they are our first targets. Cutting it out for footmen is the way to go.
Sounds
Come
smart.
up with that.
Sure.
Now we have rarely seen the cloaks separate from each other, but they have done it. It seems that all 3 of them seem to guard the wall together. However, they take different parts of the city from there.
Well, we did find one way of drawing them out.
How?
Being out after curfew.
They do tend to respond to that. I wouldn't recommend attempting to fight all 3 at the same time, though. They seem a little tough.
I agree. There's going to be a fair amount of subterfuge in this.
Yep.
Well, regardless, I'm excited to have your help, and I will discuss more with you tomorrow in ways you can help. But for now, I'm just happy to see some familiar faces.
Well,
Me too.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It seems
Tiandra
like
will
we have a direction to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Tiandra will bring you somewhere to put you up for while you're here and helping us. Get some rest and welcome to the Whispers.
Thank you, Whisper.
Thank you.
You don't have to go to bed. Go.
You see, because I whispered it because I thought it'd be fun. All right, I'm going.
Yes. All right.
What do you
Tiandra
know?
leads you guys to one of the houses on the side that seems to be standing empty, and pushes open the door and ushers you on side. It's relatively large. He goes, I will rustle up some food and whatnot, but I have to get back to my post, so you'll probably see another one of the kids come and take care of that. How do you know the commander?
We're old friends. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Getting her back where she used to work
We used to do some work for her back in the day.
Gotcha. She's
before everything went very bad.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Pretty
She's
tough.
the only reason we're all still here.
I'm pretty sure you might have.
sounds like you have a lot to do with that.
I'm just a scout. That's all.
Hey,
Everybody
Um,
does
A
what they
lot
can.
to that job, buddy.
Power.
I'm gonna get back to my post. I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you for the save.
By the way, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I give her like a casual elf like greeting? You know, like
Sure.
like
What's up, bro?
of like a businessman handshake would be. You know, like
Sure.
not like formal, you know.
Nice.
Sure. She kind of looks and goes like,
cool, yo.
she kind of looks and goes, oh, no one's done that here in like 300 years.
I'm bringing it back.
Just
man.
just so you know, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. She takes off.
It's okay, man. I'm bringing it back.
As you guys settle in for the evening, another kid does show up with a box of food for you, including meat, which you did not expect in an open city.
And beer.
No beer.
Foiled.
You all settle in for an evening of rest here in the city of Lothandar, a part of the Whispers underground, being rebels against the Lady of Bones. Is there anything anybody wants to do before they go to bed?
I want to start to
I wonder how my mirror images are doing.
work on my shaft.
I wonder how my mirror.
Smash cut. Smash cut. There's one of the mirror images are just standing on a rock while one of the lupine things just does a circle out of going, I don't know what to do anymore. Dead.
I just want to it's like a Gravity Falls character or like credit sequence of just like a lingering shot on some dumb thing.
Yep. All right. Anything else anyone wants to do this evening?
No, sir.
Nope.
Yeah, actually, I want to make sure that Oberon and Titania are caught up on what's been going on.
Good point. You brief them on what's happening, and Titania actually responds and says, "You guys went to Lothandar. Oh, thank God. We just got word that one of the people you're looking for is there."
Let me guess. Is it the necromancer?
I don't think a necromancer would be great in sealing up the Queen of Air and Darkness, but
I think
maybe
it's Lothandar or the child.
Huh?
The people we're looking for is the people the prophecy's talking about, Phaedra.
Yeah. I'm guessing either Vashvanda or the child.
Oh.
The evil people.
Oh.
Well, solve what you can in Lothandar, find the person you're looking for, and get back to us as soon as you can.
Yes, sir. Miss.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And the signal cuts.
My queen.
Oh, so formal.
I have to be.
Anything else?
Not from me.
No, but I will have a question for Gary afterwards.
All right, then we will take out of character from there. Good job, guys. You didn't die to a horde of fiends.
Yay.
Yeah. As much as I would have liked to try to take on 900 of them, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, no.
I wasn't. Nope.
I gotta take them.
I would have Sakura Punch, Divine Smack a bunch of them. That would be cool, but I don't want to have to deal with after.
The aftercare is always the worst.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll call it there. Yes.
This is more for... I just remembered something that Phaedra can do. She hasn't been taking her lessons in Sylvan.
No, she hasn't.
We've been a little busy. Did you want to teach me, or are you gonna do whatever you're...
I can teach you.
Okay.
All right. So mark off a set of your book there, Phaedra.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now it's 11.
Okay.
All right. What you got there, Heather? What's your question?
So I was looking through my spells.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to see if there was anything like that I hadn't attuned yet. And one of them, did we have a hard rule on, because I'm not a proper cleric with a proper deity, the ones that specifically are calling on a deity, I'm not allowed to use?
Call divination and things like that you cannot use.
Okay. That was my question.
Anything that
in
is
some
directly...
cases you've been able to like justify it, like with Spirit Guardian or whatever. So if you try hard enough, you might be able to justify something. If it makes sense in your character, then I'm sure.
Because there's this, it says you contact your deity or a divine proxy. So I wasn't sure if that counted or commune.
If it says divine proxy, I will let it slide.
Okay, because I was going to ask my bro Celestian, since he's the only one I probably have any semblance of knowledge of.
Works for me.
Unless you count Titania, I don't know if that counts as. But
That's
okay.
not a rabbit hole you want to jump down.
Okay, because this is
Speaking from experience, there, Sai.
Yeah.
Because it's I can ask them up to. I get 3 yes or no questions that they have to answer.
Correct. Yes.
I am telling the group in case they don't know. So that might be useful.
Cool. Well done, guys.
All right.
Can wish be used to time travel, by the way?
You'd have to check. You'd have to try.
If anything will do it, that might be it.
Because if we could, like, use the wish to time travel ourselves to...
Oh, goodness, you are
4 years
really
and a half
on a...
ago?
You're on a path here.
You know, I don't like seeing the world going to shit.
I'm with you. That's what we're doing. I don't think I can do that with Wish. I'm just saying.
You know, if you could, it would be that one.
Alright, I gotta take the dog out.
I gotta go to bed.
Yep.
Okay.
Get some rest, you guys.
See ya.
See you guys. All right.